Welcome back. On today's video, we are going to be wrapping the trim around the windows of my BMW 1 Series. This is not an uncommon mod to do. I have done multiple versions of changing the trim color to black from this either brushed aluminum style or the full-on chrome that the BMWs come in. Oftentimes, this is an upgraded package. In newer BMWs, it's actually been switched. This is a 128 and it's got the chrome, and the 135 actually has the gloss black trim. Opposed to the E46 where the 325s and 328s, they came with the black trim and the 330s came with the chrome trim. So today we're actually going to be wrapping it. You can do this by painting it or plastic dipping it. I have done all three versions, paint, plastic dip, and the wrap, and I found that this is the best way to go. Mostly because if this has any issues, you can fix that section, peel it off, and it's actually really easy to do. Now we're going to start by cleaning the trim. I've got some spots on here that are a little bit more intense. Most of the time you should be able to just clean it with some rubbing alcohol, but I'm going to be using some stronger solvents to get that cleaned off. So now that we have the trim clean, you're going to want to try to keep your hands off of it. You don't want to be putting any oil back onto it because it will jeopardize your adhesive capabilities with your vinyl. The vinyl we're going to be using is from Expressions Vinyl. We're going to be putting their link in the description. This is their Gloss Black Outdoor Oracle. You can get this for around $13, and I got it in 5 yards so that we can cut it about 4 inches width, and then it can be as long as we want it to. This piece that runs along the top is one continuous piece, so it's going to need to be pretty big. So what's nice about the E82 1 Series is that this trim piece right here doesn't actually wrap up around. It stops right here at this lip. So I'll be able to wrap this entire thing from the outside. Now I'm still gonna have the door open, but like on the E46s and stuff like that, especially the sedans, this chrome piece actually goes back underneath the door, especially in the rear. So you'll wanna open up the doors to make sure you wrap the entire thing. So you want to start on the bottom, use the factory edge all the way across the bottom, and then we'll be wrapping from the bottom up, so you'll slowly want to roll it up. You can use heat if you want to. I would be careful using heat because it tends to make the vinyl really soft really fast. So I'm going to do as much as I can by hand, just slowly going from front to back, front to back. That being said, we're going to get started on it. So we have the majority of the window done. We just need to work on this last about 8 inches or so. So I'm gonna pull out the heat gun and very slowly do this section right here. And then I will be trimming up the vinyl. There's a couple spots here and there, but they'll be pretty easy to work out. So now that we have the entire thing wrapped, like I said, I did have to use the heat gun down here at the end for about 2 or 3 minutes. Now what we're gonna be doing is, I use my fingernails to wrap around this edge, and then we'll be taking the razor blade over it. You wanna be very careful with your paint. You don't wanna be digging your razor blade into it. You wanna run the razor blade right up against this trim if you're gonna use a razor blade. If not, there are a couple of cutting options. I don't necessarily know all of them off the top of my head, but I know that people that do this professionally, they can use wire tape and stuff like that. So you've got a couple different options if you want to, but we're gonna be rolling this around the edge and then using a razor blade or a small knife to cut the rest of this out. So we have the top done. I think it turned out really good. There's a couple little bubbles here and there. Most of those will bake out. They're really small, so I'm not super worried about them. We're gonna be doing the bottom. This will be a lot quicker process. If you're doing this and it's your first time, this section right here might take you upwards of 45 minutes to an hour. We were recording, so that will add some time to us. I think we've been wrapping for about an hour and a half between when we started the video to now. So give yourself plenty of time to do this section right here. This right here should only take you about 10 to 15 minutes per piece. So this is gonna be really fast, and we're gonna do that real quick. I think the project turned out great. It definitely changes the overall look of the car. I definitely recommend this project to anybody who wants to do a black out trim on this. I really like the way that it matches the black on the mirrors. It also matches the vertical piece. It separates the windows. All that gloss black matches. So overall, I am very happy with the way this has turned out.